Coach Sal, last Saturday, 2 days ago, you guys hit 10 of 16 three-pointers against Bryant to get an 11-point victory. You said before the game that you needed some of your other players to step up and score for you, and you got that performance from Ashley Ravelli, who finished with 20 points and really kind of took over the offense in the second half.
I believe she was 8 for 10 from the field, no question. We expect that from Ashley, although she's only a sophomore. She's, we start 3 freshmen, so Ashley's a sophomore and Artie's a senior, but we really believe in Ashley Ravelli, no question about that. She has shown through her freshman year as Rookie of the Year that she can come out and play some outstanding basketball. And it wasn't just not her shooting, she's a great leader. We see her really the leader, not only on this year's team, along with Artie and the other seniors, Britta and Kelly, but also a leader for the future. So she gives us a lot of on-the-court presence, but certainly her shooting was great, but everything else, her defense, everything, she played a tremendous game. And it was a great win for us because, Bryant was on a 5-game winning streak. They were 2-0 in the conference, and we knew that, we were going to, as in all games, in all conference games, we're going to face a tough test each and every day, and certainly they were a tough test, but we felt we played well. For most of the game, we had a little stall there at the beginning of the second half, but we responded okay to finish out the game.
Now let's talk about some other players, and specifically I want to talk about freshman point guard Janae Brown. Now she's been a little bit under the radar, but she has played a lot of minutes for you with injuries to Anna-Nikki Stamalampru and Randy Jackson as well. As a freshman, she's had to play a lot of minutes, and she has one of the best assist-to-turnover ratios in the conference.
Yes, she is. We looked at it the other day. There's no question. We've been not forced to. We thought Janae could come in and play for us. We thought Randy can give some good minutes this year, and then Anna-Nikki as well. She is very, very quick. I think her shooting is something that she's continuing to work on, and people emphasize that she needs to work on her shooting. But you got to look at the other parts of the game that she brings. She's only a freshman. She's going to make some bad decisions at times, but she's extremely quick. One of the quickest players on our team, and coming in at Division I level right from high school and playing all the minutes that she's playing, we think she's going to get better each and every practice, and that's what we kindly stress to her. Just get better each and every day. Work on your decision making and work on your mental toughness, because a lot of times freshmen, when things get down, and the same with Janae, when things don't go your way, sometimes you'll get a little bit down. She makes a bad decision, she'll get down. She needs to be mentally tough. But we really think that holds well for us, that she puts a lot of minutes in this year, and then obviously for the future, it's going to be great for her. So she's going to work on her game in all the different areas, but we're happy with Janae, and we know she can get even better.
Now tonight you take on a Fairleigh Dickinson Knights team that is looking for its first win in conference. What type of game should we look for from the Knights?
Well, sometimes records can be, misleading, quite honestly. They played St. Francis, New York, who's having a heck of a year. I think it's 12-2 or 13-2 and 3-0 in the conference. And they played St. Francis right down to where they should actually beat St. Francis. And watching the film of that game, they had them all the way. They, led all the way. And then Fairleigh Dickinson turned the ball over at the end of the game, and St. Francis got a tip in at the end of the game, or else that would have been a victory for Fairleigh Dickinson. It's right now St. Francis, New York is leading, one of the leaders of the conference. So they're no joke, Fairleigh Dickinson. They can play. It's just that they just haven't closed out games. They just haven't finished. They've been very unfortunate in certain games, but they got some players. I mean, Desiree Crawford, in the inside is very, very athletic. They got their point guard, and we've been struggling with some point guards getting to the basket. She's very athletic, and they got some good shooters. They don't have a lot of depth, but they certainly, the people they put on the floor, they can do some damage to us. If we have to come out with a lot of mental toughness, as I alluded to when I talked about Janae, we have to come each and every game. You just can't look at a team's record, because they've been in some games, a lot of games. So it's a very scary thought, because you see their record, and with the internet, you can't hide anything from players. They know, and you get a sort of you get a sense of false security. When you look at somebody's record, and we cannot get false security with anybody. This will be a tough game for us.
And just on a side note, Fairleigh Dickinson this year lost their top returner in Erica Livermore. Would have been the best player on their team. She's out for the season. Coach Sal now talked about what FDU will do. What does Robert Morris got to do tonight to come away with a win?
We got to come out with mental toughness. Like I said, I keep on repeating that to our players. We got to come out with energy. I haven't liked the way we started the last 3 games, and Bryant wasn't as bad. We were down by 7-9 points in early stages, but even that I wasn't comfortable with. But certainly wasn't as bad as the Central Connecticut Sacred Heart game. We're down by high teens. We just can't do that. We need to set a tone for the game right from the beginning. right from the beginning, right from the opening tip. And that's one thing that's been frustrating me is that we just haven't got out of the locker room. We changed our warm-ups a little bit with more, more type of drills in the beginning, just prior to the game. We got out a little bit earlier. We're trying to change things, and I don't know. We have to find an answer for coming out of the locker room and setting the tone for the game early. So that's one thing we got to do, not only for Fairleigh Dickinson, for all our future games, but specifically for Fairleigh Dickinson. Desiree Crawford is going to be, something we have to deal with. She's always played already pretty tough. She's very athletic, not tall, but very athletic, and runs the floor well. And we had some problems running the floor from our inside kids last game. So that's got to be done well. We also have to defend their outside shooters. They got a couple of kids that can shoot the ball. One kid's from 11 for 19. We got to defend the outside shooters. We can't let their point guard or any of them get to the basket. And of course, we got to be able to. I think if we rebound the ball real well, limit them to one shot, and we get some offensive rebounds, I think we'll be okay. But of course, we're making a decent percentage. Some of the games where our percentage for shooting has been horrendous. We got to have at least a decent percentage from the free throw line and from the field. Obviously, you shoot the ball like we did last game. That's going to help you win a lot of games. We shot the ball so darn well from three. Ashley was so good, and Artemis just played. She's playing a very high level right now. So we got to see how they're going to attack Artemis. I'm sure they're going to double, triple team her, and it's going to be the other players that Artemis will definitely distribute to that'll have to hit down shots.
Yeah, and Coach, you talk about shooting. Incidentally, 5-1 this season when Robert Moore shoots over 40%. So that's certainly a key for the Colonials. Any final thoughts or hellos you want to send out across the internet?
Well, certainly to George and Linda, who couldn't make the game today, who will certainly be watching, and my grandkids, who will most likely be watching. Any of the, as I normally do, any of the fans and other parents and family members of all the team members, we appreciate you tuning in.